All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth and sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom unto the Akwath, which is the women believer. Shalom unto you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, it's projected that this summer you will feel it. Okay? So, I've been seeing things for the past 3 months of talking about June and July is where people gonna start feeling it. And in the 3 videos that I'm gonna show you, wow, look at that. 144. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. I just looked at the heart. So, anyways, and Laura willing, I was the 144th, 1044 hearted. Anyways, but the point is that everything have been projected. So according to the 3 videos that I'm about to show, it makes sense to me. So we just gonna listen up, but I'm gonna get some scriptures first because I got so many scriptures that came to mind. So I'm trying to get these out quick if I go get these 3 videos and don't make this too long. So because the Lord told us that we're gonna have to go through things, because you might as well get prepared to lose comfort. That's what 2nd Ezra is going to, especially 14. All right. It said, flee from you mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. All of that is the what ifs. All of that is this flesh. Okay. Because you got to understand what the will of the Lord is. 2nd Ezra 16 said we're going to be cast out of our houses. All right. And everything that you invest in is not going to pan out. But see, the Lord is telling us that because we understand that this is not our rest. But for other people, they don't got nothing outside of this world. So, they in a bad case. We in a good case. Always remember that. So it said, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith that we must through much tribulation enter the kingdom of the Most High. So we got to go through things, but the Lord said he got us. When we read these scriptures, Isaiah 65 talk about my servants go eat, my servants go drink. Revelation 3:10 talk about since you have kept the words of my patience, I will also keep you from the hour of temptation. 2nd Ezra 2 talking about when trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep, but you should be married and have abundance. We still going to be on the earth when these things happen, but the Lord got us. All right. So, Yahweh Shai said it too. It said, and you should hear wars, rumors of wars, see that you be not, I said wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There should be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. Famine is on its way. As you about to hear these videos. And it says all these are the beginning of sorrow. So we here, baby. We are here. And as Habakkuk 2:3 says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, and at the end it shall speak. It's speaking. Though it tarry, wait for it, it shall surely come.
We are going to have a global recession probably by June, which isn't very far away, and likely followed.
This was 3 days ago.
Followed by global depression in September or October. And I base that simply on what has happened so far. People say, well, we'll get this shut down before then. I said, people, listen to me. There are 2,000 plus ships standing off the Strait of Hormuz. What do you think is happening to all the lines of communication, the lines of commerce, the lines of the sustenance of the world, with those 2,000 ships and 20,000 sailors sitting idle off the Strait of Hormuz in the North Arabian Sea or the Sea of Oman? What do you think is happening? And what do you think is happening now that all the ships that escaped, as it were, before we started this war, are at their port or finished at their port, having offloaded their cargoes, their oil, their gas, their urea, their helium, whatever it might be from the region, having offloaded it, and now there is no way to go back and get more.
So basically what he is saying is that, in the other video is going to actually explain it a little bit more. So let me let them do it.
Last shipment of the oil from the Middle East just landed in California, in Long Beach.
So this is about almost a month ago, like 3 weeks ago.
tankers sailed before the war started because there's a time delay, right? It takes 50 days to sail from Persian Gulf to the west coast of U.S. So now all the oil that sailed before the war started has arrived. The shortage will now begin. No, we have not seen anything yet.
And that's a fact, Jack. And the thing is, you see how high the gas is already? So it's gonna do nothing but get worse. Now here's the thing too, that like I always gonna mention this. The implications that people do not consider. If America have short oil gas shortage, right? Do you understand the domino effect that's going to cause? The economy is going to collapse. Transportation is going to collapse. Agriculture, okay? So that's dealing with food. So let's put it in categories: economy, transportation, food, medical. All right? That's why they are the forgers of lies. If physicians are no value. Petroleum. It's the base of majority of the medicine, if not all, that they deal with. Okay? So a lot of people are on medication, and if they can't get their medication, that's going to cause a lot of death. That's going to cause a lot of withdrawals. That's going to cause a lot of things. Okay? So economy, transportation, food and water, and medicine or health. Okay? I ain't even mentioned electricity. Okay? So, yeah.
Because up to this point, we're still getting the oil that was coming in more than a month ago. That was already on the ocean. Now the real shortage will begin, and all thanks to Donald Trump.
So, yeah, look like June, July, you really could say from July on. Okay. So yeah, it look like it's projected that this summer you will feel it, or even though people are already feeling it. But see, everything that's happening, this is what this devil is doing. Now, the prophet's been telling you that this is an inside job. This is what they want. Okay? Because to bring forth the mark of the beast easier, they got to cause a problem, get a reaction, already have a solution. All right? So if everything goes to SHIT, then they understand that, even though a lot of people is, a little slow out here, but they do understand that that's going a little far, that you got to put a MOTB inside people. Okay? But when it comes to that, you can't participate in society, and then it's going to start with that you're going to be cast out of society, and then it's going to be, all right, let's put them to death. Okay? Because that's in the scripture. That's Revelation 13 and 16. So yeah. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and all ye that dwell in them. We are rejoicing. Okay? Because this means that the Lord is close to coming back. All right. All these things have to happen. If these things don't happen, the Lord's not going to return. The Lord said that the end shall not come to all these things be fulfilled. He said this generation shall not pass to all these things be fulfilled. He was talking about back then in 70 AD. Okay. And then what the scripture says, nothing new under the sun. That's why when you read Matthew 24, Yahushua was telling you about the time to come at that time and the time to come in this time. All right. And then the one that I just quoted, the generation that passed to all these things be fulfilled, is talking more of this time, because the next scripture said that no one knows the time, not the angels, not me, but only the Father. OK, but the Lord also said within that, the next scripture, matter of fact, I think it's 2 scriptures above or the next scripture. It says that the signs, just like how you are able to tell. This Matthew 24 and 32. How you are able to tell that summer is nigh because the leaves start to grow. He said when you start to see these things, know that your salvation is coming. Okay. So these are the signs. It said, woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, the peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he had but a short time. So he got to hurry up and get this cracking. All right. So, all of this is going to be, well, first of all, it's scripture. All right. The Lord talks about plagues. All right. Famine is a plague. The sword is a plague. Okay. And the last plague is going to be the missiles. See, all of this is leading to World War III, which is the war to end all wars. And the mark of the beast got to come first, according to the scriptures. Okay? So, yeah, we here.
There will be no ceasefire between Iran and the United States if the Israeli regime continues its onslaught.
And they will. And they will, because it's the Lord's will. And he's the one putting the spirit on them to do these things.
Will not happen. There is 0% chance of it happening. It is out of the question. And the Americans do not have much time. As I said, experts, credible experts, are saying that U.S. oil reserves and strategic reserves across the West are running out in the next few weeks. So when that happens, then no one can any longer talk down the markets. They can no longer, Trump will no longer be able to sustain the current situation. The price of fuel will go through the roof. There will be a huge shortage, not just of oil, but of all those other commodities. And this will cause a devastating impact on the U.S. economy. Keep this in mind.
Remember, Donald Trump, the people who run this world, the elite banking families who put these people in position, they're not going to be affected by this. So, like, when you hearing people talk about this, it's going to affect you. Okay? It's not going to affect us. The scripture says that my servant shall eat, my servant shall drink. Okay? Isaiah 65:13. Okay? So, while you think that is far-fetched, it's not. This is the wicked. This is Esau Edom. And he have an agenda, even though it's the Lord's agenda. But the Lord have heart in his heart to make him feel like it's his agenda. Okay? This is the Lord's microchip. This is the biggest test that's about to come upon the world. But also, before the microchip get presented, it's going to be a lot of things that's going to cause people to want to get it. All right? Like everything that he's talking about, and everything that the other man was talking about, and everything that the other man was talking about. All right? So everything is projected that you're going to feel it soon.
We speak. The U.S. and the West is taking out as much of its oil reserves from its strategic reserves as possible every day. This is, and the reserves weren't full in the first place. So 3 months of strangulation. The United States tried to strangle Iran, has become a double-edged sword. And the United States is now, its policies are leading to the strangulation of its own economy. And the people in the United States will see this increasingly in the weeks ahead. This is not me saying so. These are the experts speaking. So if the Israeli regime goes down this path, the U.S. economy will sink. Have no doubt about it.
And they will. All right. So that's why I said, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slacked. As when a woman with child in the ninth month bring forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her great birth, great pains could pass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. And it says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So the videos that I just showed you, sorrows is about to come upon it on every side. But the beautiful thing about all of this is an end to Edom. So it says, because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Who is that people? All right. So right now, Esau, Edom, as I say in 2 Ezra 6:9, Esau is the end of the world. Jacob, that's the people. It's the beginning of it that followeth. So, and ending on this, This is only for the elect, which we hope to be a part of. For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Now, in this chapter, the Lord was going in, giving the spirit to Jeremiah to tell him that you're going to be in Babylon for 70 years. Okay? But eventually, you know, what ended up happening? We end up coming into the land. All right? So we in Babylon the Great now. So this still applies, as the scripture says, nothing new under the sun. The thing that have been is that which shall be. Okay. So all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Seek ye out the Lord while he may be found. And Shalom.